All right, and we are recording this private Q&A session for August 2nd. Thank you so much for joining. This will, of course, be out over the weekend, and today is Monday. Got a couple of questions. They're more, well, political and nutritional, but we'll get to the trading stuff soon enough. Guys, please use the Q&A feature to ask the question. There's a Q&A button instead of the chat feature. This just makes it much easier for me to manage the questions. Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir. Okay, couple of questions. Like everywhere in the world, I suppose they use injections and stuff to grow chickens. And I suppose other animals, faster and bigger. How bad are they if we eat meat? They're not great. They're bad. They're not terribly bad. It's better to eat clean meat without the hormones and without the injections. It's also better to eat meat that is eating its natural diet. Personally, I would almost rather, well, they're both bad. Like I want to eat, non-steroid injected cow that eats grass. Now you can move to a country where that is the common form of growing the cow. As far as chickens go, I mean, buy some land and, grow your own chickens. That's actually fairly simple. Well, let me not say simple, but doable, at least for the eggs part. I personally don't like to eat chicken, but unless it's chicken liver. Other than that, no, you can buy it. I mean, it'll cost you a little bit extra, but I still trust labels. And when the label said no hormones, no all this stuff on your meat packaging, I mean, I trust it. I still trust it. So try to buy clean meat. In some countries, it's easier to do than others. If an HNW, I don't know what that means. What's HNW? Individual prefers to buy Bitcoin in cash. And like you prefer the way buying Bitcoin, won't that be a problem to liquidate if Bitcoin numbers are not high net worth individual? Thank you. I mean, it's a good problem to have, right? Like you bought a bar of gold and all of a sudden that bar of gold went from $10,000 to $100,000, right? You deal with it then. You sell it, you can pay the taxes on the difference, but you're in control. You are in control. It just gives you more control. Hi, Tom, can you look at Tesla? Do you think it's too late to go in? Probably not. Let's take a look. Ooh. Yeah, that's a big gap right there. Yeah, Friday was the day. See that green star candle? I had this line there for a reason. Friday was the day. Would have been tricky. Early this morning, maybe. No, I don't think it's too late. I think Tesla is going to new all-time high. May want to wait for a little bit of a dip, but I don't think it's too late. Your risk reward's not going to be as good, but I don't think it's too late. SegWit artificially increases block size to 4 megabytes, but on blockchain, it stores 4 megabytes or 1 megabyte in Bitcoin blockchain size. It stores 1 megabyte. It stores 1 megabyte. The amount of data you're downloading into your computer is still 1 megabyte every 10 minutes if you are maintaining the history of Bitcoin transactions. Do you know what happened with HODL exchange? Forcing to close. No, I actually don't know what happened. I didn't think they closed. We are initiating forced liquidations in those contracts. They are still in progress stage, but are considered as high risk. This is done to assure safety of our funds. In order to complete the liquidation process, we will need to undersign the liquidation as well. We can always recreate the contract on the same terms after liquidation. This sounds a little weird. I don't know what happened. We should probably talk about it on the next news show. I'll add it as a topic. Maybe Mechanic or Jimmy will be more up to date. Could you look at Canaan? Yes. Whoa, beautiful. Green star candle. Not the perfect bottom, but I talked about Canaan recently, I would think. Yeah, it's bullish. It's really bullish. I like it. Damn. Too bad. Nice trade. I still think there's room to the upside. We're breaking the resistance now. The time to buy was this morning, obviously this morning. So the break of the prior consolidated high on a green star candle. I mean, what else do you need? I mean, that was a bullish trade. It's hard to keep an eye on everything at the same time, you know? Would I jump in now? You know? Like that's what that's when you should have gone in. Would I go in now? Yes, hindsight's always 20/20, right? It's a 10% move. No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Should tax percentages be same, regressive or progressive with income levels? That's a good question. You know, for simplicity, here's my complicated answer to the progressive tax system. Here's my problem. My problem is this. This is my problem. Stop burdening low income earners with freaking taxes. I don't have a problem with this. I have a problem with this. Unless you are making sufficient income to pay for the proper accountants, leave these people alone. If you're making less than $100,000 a year, leave these people alone. It's like in the United States, they finally stopped taxing like food under $100 or clothes under $100, you know? So just leave these people alone. And then for these people, you know, like hundreds starting at 100,000, start at 85,000, whatever, okay? For these people, you can have a progressive, you can have a flat tax of 30%, whatever, right? Because remember, this tax only applies to this income range. So you're still only paying 10% on your first 10,000 you make. Does the government really need your 1,000 freaking dollars from a $10,000 income? It's insane. It's completely insane. Okay. So I don't care if it's progressive or flat. Like, because they're taxing, the $10 you make when you're 16 years old, I'd rather have a flat tax where, like, just simplicity, as simple as possible. Like, the tax code is too complicated. It should be incredibly simple. Incredibly simple. I'm okay with it being complicated for rich people. But yeah, so it doesn't really matter to me. Like, just leave these people alone. If you're making under 100, your first $100,000 of income is untaxed, period. And that 100,000 better adjust for inflation too. In fact, it should rise more than inflation, right? So it should be inflation plus 1 or 2%. So that if this year your first 100,000 isn't taxed, next year it's your 101,000 is not taxed. So that you can actually advance in the world and not increase your tax burden. Yeah, the tax code is ridiculous across the world. Yeah, I mean, the pesticides on vegetables are worse than meat. So if you're a vegan or a vegetarian and you're not eating organic, pure organic, or self-grown vegetables, you're injecting more garbage into your body than a meat eater. Only one long MRI that I found. Others are potential shorts. Interesting. All right, let's go through that's a long list of stocks, man. All right, I'll see if I can get through most of them. Taproot goes live soon. Your thoughts on it's not going live until like November, as far as I know. I don't have many thoughts. It needs to be a topic for the news show. Can you look at eBay? Yeah, let's look at eBay, and then we're going to look at Patrick's giant list of stocks. Yeah, but since I mentioned eBay a while ago, I know a lot of people have been holding it. Oh, what the hell is that? Damn, what happened? Yeah, that's a stop loss hit. So what would have happened in my trade? So under all intents and purposes, I would have been long eBay either off the MRI buy or, worst case scenario, at break. This is why I don't want to chase Canaan, because this can happen. You see, the problem is if you didn't buy the break, if you didn't buy this break, you are in trouble, because if you got in at the end of the day, now your long position is way up here. And when this happens, you end up losing on that trade. When your long position is accurately entered, you are long as of here, and there is no way you should let this trade lose you money. So what would have happened if I was holding this stock long, either at this line or earlier? Because there's no way I would buy into it later. I mean, maybe I'd buy into it a little bit later, but I'm not going to buy into it in the upper half of this candle. So what does that mean? That means that right here, my stop loss did not get hit. Let's just say I entered there and I avoided taking the break-even stop loss. What happens when I wake up in the morning on Friday and I see this ridiculous gap? What is my trading strategy? My trading strategy is not to trade in the first 10 minutes of market open and give it a chance to close the gap. But I'm not going to let it lose me money. So at market open, I am setting my stop loss above my entry. right there. I'm going to make this, well, blue is my stop loss. So let's make this the entry line. It's a late entry line. It should be earlier, but let's just say you entered late. So I need to get out of this trade without losing any money, but I'm going to give it the first 10 minutes of market open in order to close the gap. Clearly that never happened. Now, the moment this opens, I am setting 2 stop losses, mentally or figuratively. Gap close or close to gap close stop loss, maybe here, and break even. And I can always exit somewhere in between. But here's what I'm not doing. I am not holding the stock further than this back test. I'm also not going to hold into a losing position. So somewhere between this line and this line, I am taking the exit. We can go and look and see what happened midday. Now, the way midday would go, I would give it a few minutes. And if it did not hit my stop loss, I would wait for the break of the early morning break of the low. Let's go to the, I may have to go to the 5-minute chart here and go back. Let's go to the 10-minute chart. Let's look at the open. Boom, you are out in the first 10 minutes. There's nothing you can do. I am out in the first 10 minutes. I'm giving it a 10-minute chance. It only went up for about a minute. It smacked right down. I can go down to a 5-minute chart now, and I'll probably see the same exact thing. Yep, I am out in the first 5 minutes. Was I out in the first 3 minutes? No, I wasn't. I was not out in the first 3 minutes. So I was out somewhere on the 4th minute. I was out of this trade with, enough profit to maybe buy a cup of coffee. Would I be short eBay right now? Probably not, but it's definitely, I'm definitely bearish on it. That's for damn sure. I would not be short, but it's certainly, and the only reason I wouldn't be short is because it just fell too far too fast and earnings is coming. But it has all the markings of going lower. All right, giant list of stocks. Let's do this. Alibaba. Let's look at your notes. Monthly, weekly earnings is coming. So it's on a monthly MRI buy. It's on a weekly red 6. I wouldn't touch it. I'd wait. Earnings is coming. AMD. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Time to text my friends. AMD. Potential top. But I would need weakness. I would need weakness. And look at that. It's on a weekly MRI top as well. Yeah, this could be the week. Let's see. The higher it goes, the higher the probability of something catastrophic like this. When is earnings? Earnings already passed. Huge upswing. That's a big move. See, was there an opportunity to buy it? Well, of course there was. Obviously, the MRI buy, but also the break. The break of the prior swing high and the MRI resistance. Yes, it happened on a 6, which is not the time to buy in, but certainly a time to be confident in your bullish trade off the MRI buy. And now I am looking for a pullback. Beautiful. Nice. ADYE. Why? What is this? I have no idea what this is. BNC extensions almost made it to an MRI top. It's on a monthly and weekly MRI top. New all-time high. Definitely in need of a pullback. Nice find. I like it. I like it. Man, Patrick, you would love the notification service, dude. Right up your alley. Still in beta. Should release it soon. This is too illiquid. I wouldn't mess with this. I know it's got a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what this is. Too illiquid. I wouldn't mess with it. STM. Yeah, see, I'm not as keen on this. I know it's an MRI top and extension C right at resistance, but it is at a double top. So, yeah. Texting my friends that one as well. Nice, fine. This one is a little bit tricky. A little bit tricky, but yeah, but do you know why I like it? Oh, I should put those green things on. No, that's a bullish trade. I need the bearish trade. That's because my stop loss is so clean. Like, I think this can go down to like 38, but the stop loss, so clean. It's like right there. Still have to lower the entry though. Yeah, that's nice. It's nice. Earnings did come and it did bounce and the earnings was clearly bullish. It's not a great trade. I should have put these things on the other assets, but that's okay. I'm just guessing the target, by the way. Like, I don't really do targets. J&J. Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, but they're like printing money though, right? I mean, governments all over the world are paying them for the vaccine. I know it's a monthly and a daily MRI top, but it's also consolidation at the top. I wouldn't risk this. I wouldn't risk it. ABNB. Ooh. Wow, look at that beautiful buy. Airbnb. I just gotta show my friends. What a perfect buy last month. I don't like the sell right here because of the way the candle is being shaped. So there's also serious consolidation with a slightly higher low. Maybe a 1 to 4 candle pullback, then probably higher, and earnings is coming. So I would not mess with this. Nice find, though. I mean, they're everywhere. Like the number of stocks. Oh, don't tell me that's. Oh, today's candle sucks. Oh, that hurts. Coming off a monthly MRI top, the weekly didn't do anything. See, this daily didn't do anything either. I would be a little bit careful here. It looks beautiful. It looks like it's ready to correct. Oh, Blackstone. Oh, yeah, they're printing money as well. So, man, I don't see what would correct it. See, that's rough. That's rough. I would maybe buy some deep out of the money puts here in case it crashes. That's a big rise. Damn. Like today's candle takes me out of the trade. So I would have been more interested in shorting it like earlier with a stop loss just above the swing high of the, what do you call them? Man, what's that candlestick pattern? The harami, the bearish harami. This thing can close the gap too. Like something like that. Beautiful risk reward. Microsoft. Not interesting, really. Just a weekly. Weekly, I'm right top. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful breakout. Whatever I did with Microsoft back then, beautiful breakout. And you have a couple of more. You know what? Let me look at other questions, and then we'll get back to the rest of your stock list, Patrick. Good job, though. Good job. All right, let's take a break from screen share for a minute. All right, I got a few more minutes. Let's see what else you guys got. Like Australia is very strict and illogical on people's rights now relating to COVID. Agreed. That is done by current party in power. Yes. Don't you think if political parties change, all these measures could reverse? Probably not. It's going to be very unlikely for the political parties to change. I find it very challenging that even in the US, for example, that the Communist Party that is now in control of the government would allow a capitalist party to ever take power again. This is, to me, what happened in the U.S. election is no different than what happened in Venezuela, 20 years ago, where the current power that cheated with the machines now also controls the machines. I don't believe that they would do what they're doing if they felt that they were not going to retain their power. Australia will probably suspend elections. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see them relinquishing that tyrannical power. I don't have a religious belief. I am not religious. I have a religion. I was born into a religion, but I do not have religious beliefs. I don't celebrate religious holidays. I don't. I'm not a religious person. I am a scientist. My first major in college. Just couldn't make any money in it, and I wasn't gonna sell out to the. Never mind. Most people think juices are worse than raw fruit. Yeah, I prefer raw fruit to juices, but I don't mind juices. I trust that I trust you that otherwise is true. I'm not able to understand when and how so much misconception exists about such basic stuff. Well, money. The answer to all your questions is money. Money. When the industry that creates cereals and high fructose corn syrup and Coca-Cola and all of these other things that will kill you by eating it, when these industries get money, they bribe the politicians to make those things law and force you to eat them. So the answer to your question is money. There is no money in making you in feeding you healthy food. There is no money to be made. Very little money to be made. There is very little profit. There's no lobbying. Like, what farmer is gonna waste his money on lobbying Congress to make you eat healthier? That's not how it works. The lobby industry to the government is the unhealthy food, not the healthy food. And that's how you end up with this food pyramid with the worst possible thing as the staple of your diet: bread. In Europe, many countries have negative interest rates. How in the world do they even rationalize this? Well, very easily, right? They rationalize it. You are a rich bastard by keeping money in the bank because you need to be spending that money to stimulate the economy. So if you have 3,000 euros in the bank, we're going to tax you on that 3,000 euros because you are destroying the children by not wasting the 3,000 euros on new sneakers. It's very easy to rationalize. Okay, so let's specifically talk about, we have to separate fruit and vegetables. So the question is fresh fruit better than raw fruit? Like, sorry, fresh juice better than raw fruit? So let's start with, I would rather, let's talk about fruit specifically. I would rather eat raw fruit than drink juice in a bottle that says fresh juice. I can't see how it can possibly be fresh if it was placed in a plastic bottle and transported to the supermarket. So let's remove, I don't care what the label says. I don't care if it says 100% juice. I don't care what it says. If it's in a bottle, it's not fresh. It's fresh if I watch the guy put the fruit through a blender or through a juicer, okay? So, right, fresh means home juiced. Excellent. Okay, so raw fruit versus at-home juiced fruit. I don't see much of a difference. I really don't. You just have to keep in mind that you can intake more fruit by juicing it. So you may be spiking your sugar and stuff. So I would prefer raw fruit over at-home juiced fruit, but every now and then I'm really in the mood for juiced fruit. So for example, when I am out at some, like for example, I like to go to the saunas, and in the saunas they always have a juice bar. When I'm out and about, I will usually take the juice over the whole fruit. Okay, so but it's not much of a difference. Now it's very different when it comes to vegetables. For me personally, I do not eat vegetables, but I am more likely to drink vegetables. So when it comes to vegetables, I will not eat a carrot, but if it's going through a juicer, I am way more open to it. So I don't mind the vitamins and minerals from a carrot, but I don't want the vegetable fiber in my body because I don't think it's healthy for my body. Right, right. But this is where I separate fruits and vegetables. I prefer the fruit. I don't see the fruit fiber being as bad for your body as the vegetable fiber. So I eat fruit. I eat fruit. I don't eat vegetables. I am more likely to eat the fruit than the juice of that fruit, even though I don't see a big difference. But I'm way more likely to drink the juice of the vegetable instead of eating the vegetable, even though they're both on the better not category. Hope that explains. Again, personal preference, not a doctor, not a nutritionist yet. All right. And we're going to close off with Patrick one more time. Let's take a look at one more short list of stocks. TRI. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I guess there is a lot of money in publishing propaganda these days, though most of their money is made from data, selling data like Bloomberg, not news. I hate every single mainstream news publication now. I think this is in dire need of a massive pullback. That is a weekly MRI top. Earnings is coming, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, I mean, you can take a shot at it. I mean, I find it hard to believe that earnings are going to boost this thing higher. It's on such a huge tear. Wait, wrong button. Just for the hell of it, just got to be careful with earnings. Just got to be careful with earnings. Adobe. No, see, this is consolidating. I know it's on a weekly MRI top. Maybe. Maybe. Everyone is photoshopping the COVID vaccines. I mean, what's going on? Why is this thing up so much? I love the risk reward on these. Earnings is coming. Be careful. Snow. What am I looking at here? Yeah, no, too much consolidation. And finally, USO. Nope, there's one more. Yeah, this one is tough. Monthly MRI top. Oh, this is oil. This is oil. 1 to 4 candle correction. Then we got to reevaluate. Talk about oil every day. BCHG. Oh, wait. Grayscale is a publicly traded company? Oh, Bitcoin Cash Trust. Oh, Jesus. I wonder what the premium on this is. It's got to be shit. No, I don't want to mess with that. All right, we got one last stock from Brandon. Earnings. Don't mess with earnings. I know it's a weekly and daily MRI top. Earnings is tomorrow. Earnings is tomorrow. Wow. Wow, look, the last time there was an MRI top, but this is earnings. I mean, you're risking it. You can, maybe buy 10 shares. Throw $500 at it. Maybe you'll get lucky on earnings. Odds are a little bit in your favor. Because it gaps over, you're kind of screwed. Wow. I would consider a skew, like an options trade skewed to the downside, like 2 to 1. All right, guys, think that's it. I think I'm done for the day. Good stocks. Oh wait, I wasn't on screen share. Shit. Sorry about stocks. I wasn't on screen share. This is KKR. I already closed all the other ones. Crap. TRI. Yeah, there's TRI. It's on a weekly triple consecutive MRI top too, but earnings is coming. Here is Adobe. Yeah, Adobe is more on a weekly scale. And here is snow. I don't think I'll care for this one. Yeah. All right. That's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys. All right, welcome everyone to this private Q&A session for August 4th? August 4th, Wednesday, August 4th. And let's go ahead and do it. This will, of course, be public over the weekend. I already have a bunch of questions. And we're going to jump right to it. A lot of questions having to do with charts. So we are going to go straight into screen share. And the first question coming to us about GBTC. So the question is, stop loss on GBTC. How to account for changing premium? I assume you need to check daily. Don't get too into the weeds of the premium. So here is GBTC, here is the premium, and you can see that the premium has been trending up since late May. So since last May, the premium is trending up, and I am expecting the premium to keep trending up. So at this point, I don't really have a stop loss on GBTC. I'm not looking for a stop loss on GBTC. I am bullish in the market. I am very bullish in the market. I don't have an automatic stop loss because I am very confident in this trade. I don't want to get stopped out. And the Bitcoin premium could be erratic. So right now, my stop loss is the new swing low. That is a very, very low stop loss because this is a long-term position. This is not a short-term trade. This is a longer-term position. And therefore, I'm not worried about stop losses as much, okay? So I'm now fully long, and we'll see as long as the environment changes. Now, I don't even look at that chart. I look at this chart. Now, I will be concerned if we go back below 37,500, but it also depends on when we go there, and also what does this shorter term 50 period moving average on a daily scale, what is that moving average doing? I can remove this line because it's now cluttering my chart. I also want to remove the 23% line. It's also kind of annoying. And why are there two of these? Oh, these are the extras. Okay. And I want to remove the 76% line. I don't really care for that one either. Yeah, so now it's a little bit cleaner. So this is what I'm looking at. And I can also remove this purple line. It's obvious that we've broken. I'm just cleaning this up. And I can remove this line as well. I'm just cleaning this up. I should have done this on a public stream, but it's okay. All right, clean up the charts a little bit. I'm going to keep my Fibonacci's on there. What a perfect bounce off the 38% Fibonacci. I really, really like it. If tomorrow we get another bullish day, I think it's over and we're going up, up, up. All right, you have a couple of other stocks to look at. Let's go ahead and look at those, and then we're going to take a look at NEO and Ethereum. Okay, so let's look at CRE. I like the chart. It is looking bullish. It is looking bullish. We bounced off a nice hammer candle, a bit in the middle of nowhere, so that's a little bit concerning. But I like this daily chart. It is bullish. I like the consolidation. I like the swing low, the immediate bounce off of a swing low. And now we just got to break through this consolidation. If I was in this stock, I would rather be long than short. And I am fairly confident. Someone's saying it's on a red earnings coming August 17th. Let's go to the weekly chart. Yeah, well, it's already flipping forward, right? So this is different than early this morning. I like it here, especially if next week is a bullish week. That's more bullish than this week. It will give you a green star candle. I think this is a pretty hefty pullback on a weekly scale. this year, this asset was down 33%. If this is a company that has a viable product and is not, vaporware, then it could go back to new all-time highs. I like the pullback has come to its historical highs of 2010 and 2013. I like this breakout to begin with, and now it's a beautiful pullback. Yeah, this is a nice longer-term trade to the upside. I like it. PHG. Ooh, very different chart. We have a potential for a rebound on a weekly scale right off the MRI support line. This thing has also been down quite a bit since April. Yeah, 27%, very similar. So if you feel this company has a viable product and it's been doing very well for years, once again, the break of the prior swing high from 2007 gets you to a new high. Yeah, I can definitely see potential here for a reversal sometime later this week or early next week on the weekly MRI for a longer term trade on a rebound. Hopefully the MRI support line holds, picking up this stock above $43 on some kind of strength. I would like to see the RSI reverse a bit, the MACD start to reverse. There should be signs. I wouldn't buy into it today. Let's go to the daily scale. I wouldn't buy into it today, but I would definitely be eyeing it. See, I would have bought into it here. This would have been a great buying opportunity for me. The stock is also clearly illiquid. Look at all the gaps that it does. It's a little bit scary to hold a stock like this. Sorry, guys. Need to sneeze. A little bit scary on a stock that gaps this much. But I think a low should be coming. Maybe wait a little bit. I would have loved to purchase it right here, but I would have been in a losing position unless I got out right there, which I don't really see a reason to. Very illiquid. You got to be very, very careful here. It's going to gap over your stop losses. One of these things where maybe options is a better way to go because of all the gaps. Okay. And finally, we have LSCC. Daily chart. Bullish to me, but a top could be coming. Top is coming on Friday, potentially. Friday, Monday. I like the breakout. I like the higher lows, continuously higher lows, continuously higher highs. I'm bullish, but it's a little overextended, so I would not enter it right now. I don't know. I would look for other opportunities. Okay, now let's look at some shitcoins. We have Ethereum and we have NEO. Let's look at Ethereum first. Ethereum versus Bitcoin is still bullish. They got the fork coming in tomorrow. Not exactly sure where everyone is bullish. I guess they're bullish on the fact that more Ethereum will be destroyed. I think that there is a risk that there is a technological fuck up. But hey, there's a reason why I don't touch Ethereum. The chart looks bullish. This is the daily chart. The MRI top is coming next week. The MRI resistance line is coming soon. You are right at the prior swing high. So if Ethereum does not reverse today, it could certainly go higher. I don't really expect it to break this swing high, but you never know. Chart looks a little bit bullish. I'm going to just adjust the triangle and trust the triangle a little bit longer, and then we'll see. Versus the dollar, of course, is bullish. So is Bitcoin. NEO. Do I have a chart of NEO? I do. NEO versus Bitcoin. NEO rallied as well. And it looks more bullish than bearish, and that's all I can really say. Versus the dollar, everything's going to rally. Not interesting. Oh, beautiful MRI top on a daily chart versus the dollar. You got a triangle consolidation, most likely another breakout. What are your short and intermediate price targets for the NASDAQ? Higher, significantly. I don't really have a short-term target. Like, we're dealing with new all-time highs. I'm trying to remember what these things were for. Oh, that was me comparing NASDAQ to like Bitcoin. Yeah, the breakouts are strong. Yeah, way higher. But looky there, MRI top on the NASDAQ, weekly chart, 1 to 4 candle correction, and then higher. So on the next breakout, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. 1600, 1700. There's really no ceiling. There is no ceiling for the NASDAQ. I'm bullish. It's hard to manage new MRI, new tops other than MRI. What about the monthly? Well, that's a problem. So according to the monthly chart, next month, you could have an MRI top. In your opinion, what are the most crucial fundamentals right now that will lead the upcoming bull run? Safety, confiscation. Look at Fluffy Pony, who just got arrested. Do you really think he caused an international incident because he did something 10 years ago for $100,000 to a private South African company, causing an international incident? No. It's all about the confiscation of Fluffy's wealth. We talked about it on the news show. The confiscation of Fluffy's wealth is what caused the international arrest of Fluffy, not his local problems in South Africa. Okay, so the confiscation of wealth is coming, whether it's for climate change reasons or COVID reasons or whatever. Okay, the January 6th, where more police have now committed suicide because they were going to testify that January 6th was not an insurrection, then deaths during the insurrection, and the bullshit term on insurrection. So the confiscation of wealth and the Bitcoin store of value is about to go to a new level. Okay, that is going to cause the massive run. Okay, in Bitcoin. Always has. Oh, hey, I see a hand up. Why don't I let somebody answer the question? All right, I'm going to give you talk privileges. Tough stuff. Go ahead, unmute, ask your question. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going. Go ahead. I don't hear you. I don't know if that's my problem. Shouldn't be my problem. I'm connected. Okay, so we wait on you a little bit longer. All right, next question. You said previously that you think the low for the year is in. What would invalidate this view? Good question. Obviously a new low, right? But look, the invalidation of that view would be a sustained close below the 7-period moving average before the bullish crossover, right? So if we close below the this is the weekly chart. So, okay, so on a weekly chart, it's below the 7. Let's go to the daily chart. On a daily chart, I'm going to use the 50-period moving average, okay? The close below the 50-period moving average prior to closing above the 128-day moving average would invalidate my view that the low for the year is it. I do not believe it will close below the 50-period moving average again this year. I think from now on, we will use the 50-period moving average as support. Right here, we crossed below the 50-period moving average in September. We then stayed below the 50-period moving average from September all the way into late October. So early September, September 3rd to October 20th. Once we broke that 50-period moving average, we never looked back. We went up and up and up. We supported the 50-period once, almost twice, almost 3 times, and then we broke down. Now, granted, right here, we went above it slightly, and then broke under it in May. It acted as resistance almost once, hugged it a little bit, and then broke. So we've broken above this moving average high enough. It's not like this. We barely broke it last time. We definitely broke it this time. So look at the highest point above the 50-period last time, 5%. The highest point above the 50-period this time, 20%. I do not anticipate the break of the 50-day moving average. If we close below it and then spend a full candle below it, I will then question these lows. Now, it's also possible that we break below it and close below it on the same day. Unlikely, but possible. But in a slow-moving market, a full candle below the moving average will get me questioning the swing lows. I give that a very low probability of occurring. All right. Can you look at win? Yes. Oh, whoa. I didn't want to look at it here. Shit. BTC USD index. Crap. That's TradeStation. Okay, good. Win. This is the monthly chart of win. Beautiful MRI top. I don't really care about the monthly chart. Go to the weekly chart. The weekly chart is certainly bearish. Whoa, look at that. But with more lockdowns coming, I don't know what this means for hotels and resorts. So the fundamentals create a bit of an issue. From a TA perspective, sometime later this week or next week, there could certainly be a buying opportunity. Or about the daily chart. The daily chart is in the middle of earnings, and it's on an MRI top, MRI buy, MRI bottom, MRI buy. And let's wait till tomorrow. If you can remind me what's going on with when I like the daily and weekly stuff here, I'm going to text this stock to my friends. Look at Win, D, and W. That doesn't make sense. Daily and weekly. Okay. I like it. Let's see what earnings brings. I don't think they announced yet. I think they will later tonight. So remind me next Q&A to revisit this. Nice find. All right, Mark, how are you, buddy? Whoa, I got a bunch of people in private Q&A now. Damn, a lot of questions too. Shit. I am also making bone broth, so I may have to go and take a look at that. So we may take a 2-minute break. Tone, gold and Bitcoin have been trading inverse, and Bitcoin has been fairly inverse to the dollar. Check out the dollar. Not sure what caused it, but the pop in the dollar caused the stop in SPX, gold, and got a nice bounce from Bitcoin. Look, as I've said many times, yeah, there was a huge change in the dollar. The dollar went up, gold went down. Look, the dollar has way more influence on gold than it does on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is too speculative of an asset. The move in the dollar does not reflect in Bitcoin. It doesn't. The one is way too speculative, way too speculative. But the move in the dollar does affect the price of gold because gold is very stable. Gold doesn't have a lot of volatility. So I don't really know how to explain this, but yeah, good observation. What are your thoughts on BSV's 51% attack and fund fraud being hilarious? I try not to waste any brain cells on BSV. Nobody cares about BSV. No one ever cared about BSV. Okay. Other than the hilarious fork between BSV and Bcash. Yeah, I mean, it's a non-secure shitcoin. I mean, there's nothing more to say, but yeah. I have no problem with BSV people losing all their money. Like none. I don't feel bad for them at all. Do you actually think Apple cares for privacy as it advertises? No, I don't. I don't. Apple does care a little bit more. Apple does fight the U.S. government sometimes on blanket subpoenas for the data of their people, but I don't. Why do such big empires and superpowers fail eventually? Oh yeah, I skipped one of the other questions, Anonymous there. This is a really long answer. They all eventually fail because they become too socialist and they spend too much money. They spend too much other people's money. That's why superpowers fail. They always fail. Superpowers fail because eventually they run out of other people's money. This is true for Russia, China. Eventually you run out of other people's money. Unless you have a full dictatorship like North Korea, where people don't have any money and they don't need any money, or what's happening in the African nations, you're just, people are impoverished. No one has any money. The king has a little bit of money because of natural resources, and that's it. The eventual collapse of everything is you run out of other people's money, or the people rebel against you constantly taking their money, their wealth. Please explain Consensio. Which moving averages were used? I missed Tyler Jenks, by the way. So it's better to just go to that YouTube channel. I started making like a public yeah, you just want to go watch the YouTube channel. I don't remember. I mean, Mark knows. Mark, can I give you speaking privileges? If you want to explain Tyler, I mean, like you were a big student of Tyler. You can explain Tyler's Consensio better than me with which exact moving averages he was using.
Yeah, I'm right here. Basically, he just used. They were all simple moving averages, 3, 7, and 30, always on weekly.
Right, and I disagreed with that. Like I use the 7, the 20, and the 50. I just didn't like the short-term moving averages. Look, there's two things for Consensio, right? Like I don't see Consensio as a specific moving average. Like to me, Consensio is the concept. It's the study of the interaction of moving averages. Which moving averages you choose is up to you. And I never liked the 2-period or the 3-period. The 7-period moving average is the lowest I would want to use, even on a weekly scale. Now, I know that could be problematic in the world of crashes like 2008 or COVID. But in general, I don't like the very small time frame moving averages. But yeah, thanks for that. So it was the 3-period, the 7, and the 20?
No, the 30. And so
Okay.
so Tone, the 3, he used it very specifically because he didn't want it indicating anything except he wanted price to be in the middle of the 3 moving average all the time. So there was a specific reason he used that.
Okay.
But check your Telegram, because I have a chart of the 30-week simple moving average isolated, and it is bang on. It is. You can just trade Bitcoin on that one moving average. And I'll say this one thing real quick too. I've found that Tyler's Consensio, which was designed for traditional markets weekly, works incredible on Bitcoin 3-day.
I'm sorry,
because
say that
Bitcoin
again. Say that again. I was paying attention to the chart.
Okay, sorry. I have found that Tyler's just traditional Consensio settings, which was designed for traditional markets weekly, works incredible on Bitcoin 3-day because Bitcoin is trading 24/7. And so the 30 moving average on 3-day, when that is lost, it's game over for Bitcoin. It might work pretty well on 4-day too. I haven't really looked, but and I've added a few of my own moving averages to Tyler's. Some exponential moving averages would make it a lot easier to follow.
I gotta say, Mark, I'm not a huge fan of this. It does go over it here and here.
I mean, you can.
It's not perfect. It's not like the 120. It's not like the 128-day moving average has been historical.
Correct. Things have gotten a little bit wonky starting in 2019. All trusted moving averages, we had that swing from 6,400. Well, it was the plus token scam that took price to 14K.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the huge sell-off, and then a swing. So it's going to be interesting to see what follows from here. However, all my other analysis is very clear that says if the 30 SMA is at 44,300 right now, that's absolutely needed to get the market back to bullish for Bitcoin. Like, I will consider market reversal 28K bottom when weeks are closing above that, and not before, really.
I'm sorry, say that part again.
Okay, so the 30 moving average right now on weekly is at 44,400 basically, right?
Right. I mean, this is the 20 period, but it'll be similar.
Okay. So, Tyler wouldn't even be looking at Bitcoin right now because he's not going to go in until price is above that long-term moving average. And then he's going to wait for the other moving averages to cross. So, yeah, but he was super conservative and he wasn't trying to find bottoms, right? So, but regardless, I mean, if you look back on the history in 2015, October, once price finally started holding above the 30 moving average, Bitcoin was off. Same in this run too. It got above it in April in the $8,000 range, and it was off. So, we really can't get too bullish until that moving average is picked up for at least 3, 4, 5 weeks, I would say.
All right, so let me do this. 30.
But here's the cool thing.
And 7, right? It was 3, 7, and 30.
Yeah.
Though one, oh, I can't do it. Shit. I can't use 3. I have to use 4. No, not there. Shit. What number did I just change? I can cancel. I can't use 3. I have to use number of oh, here it is in regression. Okay, I can drop this to 2 and then I can do it, the regression. Oh, come on. Really? Yeah, I have to use a 4, not
a 4 is fine.
And I may have to go back to 3 regression. Oh wait, there we go. Can I lower that? Okay. So the reason I can't use 3 is because I'm forecasting forward 3. So I can't use a moving average that's less than that. So the one good thing about using, let's imagine this is the 3, so it's going to be a little more sensitive. The only really good thing about it is because you can now like choose your trades without looking at the price of Bitcoin at all. So the shorter the time frame of your smallest moving average, the shorter the time frame of your most sensitive moving average, the closer you get that towards one candle, the more you can trade without the bias of intra-week price action.
Well, and that's why he developed it. See, I developed my own Consensio on 9, 21, and 50 EMA.
Okay, that's similar. That's similar to mine. I use 7, 20, and 50 simple.
Yeah. But the concept was so that you didn't have to worry about intraday stuff. Tyler would just set it and forget it. Once his moving averages were doing what he needed, he could swing trade on weekly and stay in a trade for a month, 2 months, 6 months.
Right.
So the concept can be the same on any time frame if you find the right combination of moving averages. So check one other thing. I sent you the 4-day. Seems random, but just take a look at it. It's the 4-day chart using just his 30 simple moving average.
Yep. One second. You sent it to me? Oh, that's the one I pulled up. It looks similar to the other that I closed it. Okay, 1 second. 7, and I'm using.
Yeah.
Okay, these are my moving averages. And for me right now, because we held the long-term moving average, it never deviated. The 7 period is now rising. I would be comfortable, according to Tyler's weekly charting, I would be comfortable right now with a 70% long allocation to Bitcoin. How about you, Mark?
Well, I've actually been in. I was buying all through 28K to 32K, so I'm pretty in as it is right now. But yeah, I would agree. Although I still, maybe for that last 30%, I would still want to see price above 44,000.
Well, right. So the following percent, because remember, Tyler had this chart, right? There are 3 moving averages on this list. Okay. What is 100% long allocation? All 3 moving averages are rising and they're all above each other. Okay. What is missing? Well, one of the moving averages is not above them, right? So let's take off 5% for everything that isn't perfect, right? The moving average is declining. That's 5%. This moving average is, so it's declining. The price is below it. That's another 5%. The short term has not crossed it yet. That's another 5%, right? So that's 3 of them, but some of them are more weighted than the other. So those are the only 3 things that are missing. We need this moving average to turn. We need this moving average to be above it, and the price to be above all of them. And to me, I believe that is worth 30%. Now, if this was the shortest moving average, that would only be worth maybe 10%. But because it's the middle moving average, it's more. Now, if this was the highest moving average, it would be worth even more. So if the problem was this moving average, it would be a bigger issue.
Yeah, and the middle moving average kind of bouncing off your bottom moving average, that is often a very bullish sign.
So right now, from a long Tyler Jenks perspective, I would say 70 to 75% long allocation. Now, here's what that means. That doesn't mean that your entire portfolio is 75% long Bitcoin. That means that out of the maximum possible allocation to Bitcoin within your portfolio, I would be 75% long. Now, in the Tone Vays case, my entire portfolio is potentially long Bitcoin, right? So right now I'm breaking the Tyler Jenks rule by being 100% long Bitcoin. Now for me, 100% long Bitcoin means 100% of my portfolio. For other people, more responsible people like Tyler Jenks, 100% long or 75% long Bitcoin could only be 7% of an entire portfolio because he also holds stocks and bonds and gold and real estate and whatever, okay? So out of your maximum allocation to Bitcoin, I believe Tyler would be okay with a 70% long allocation rate. Just my thought.
He would definitely be getting interested and maybe start considering scaling in without a doubt.
All right. So to learn more about this, you want to go to Tyler Jenks's old YouTube channel, Hyperwave. So just go over to YouTube, type in Hyperwave. And there it is. There's Hyperwave. Playlists. I really need to go through all this and add some playlists. I have admin credentials to this. I got to log into it more often before I forget what it is, and then no one can ever access the admin panel again. All right. All right, let's move on. That was a long question. Tone, do you think there will be a big pullback due to the Fed papers filed? Not really. You and Jimmy Song discussed this yesterday. People too scared to be involved in crypto. Like Fluffy Point, no, I think it'll take a lot of crypto off market, and there will be, you know, like you can raise the price of Bitcoin just as much. How does one think about and find an accountant to handle Bitcoin taxes? I don't know. Try to find one. I mean, to do this, I have to disclose my positions to an accountant. Maybe Jameson has a firm. Well, like I can't give that kind of advice. Like you're on your own. Sorry. It's best to like just get out of a jurisdiction that has taxes, and then you don't have to worry about it. All right, cool. Tough stuff. Sorry, man. Your mic isn't working for some reason. Do you believe the saying that when a person goes to a gym for a long time, and then if he leaves, going to the gym, his body gets more unfit than ever? No, I don't. Like that gives more disadvantage. And like, what do you prefer, heavy gym workouts or normal exercise at home? So I think your muscles and your bodies have memories. So I don't think that you're going to get out of shape faster when you go to the gym. I think if you've been to the gym and then you stop and then you go back, you can get into shape faster. Now, it's your diet. I mean, when you stop going to the gym, it's your diet. You're obviously going to lose muscle, but at least you had it to lose. Other people don't. I really prefer heavy CrossFit style gym workouts, but I kind of got, like during COVID, I kind of lost all my muscle. Like, I don't know, I just got depressed with COVID and my gym was closed. Turns out my gym wasn't closed. It was opened illegally, but I didn't even know. I assumed it would be closed, but then I found out that it wasn't. I don't know. It's just, and I travel too much. I prefer a hardcore CrossFit style workout, but not CrossFit itself. CrossFit is too standardized. I think it's a little too dangerous. But if you can find a CrossFit style without the CrossFit brand, that's the best workout. A different workout every day, high intensity, alternating between strength and endurance, but more focused on body weight and less focused on Olympic style lifting. Like I don't like lifting bars over my head. I don't like squats, squats. I think like I've gotten hurt with a lot of that stuff. I prefer pull-ups, push-ups, more body weight, more stuff like that than Olympic style lifting. When you visit Dubai, do you feel they have racism there? I don't. Do you think diabetes is increasing a lot? Yeah, I don't think it's increasing a lot. I think it's plateaued. It's hard to increase a lot. I think more people were starting to work out, and then COVID screwed them all up. What are your views in general? I know you are not a I mean, I think that diet and exercise can fix 98% of all health issues. And you can also, maybe they won't fix your health issues because you're too far gone. But if you start diet and exercise and then you pass that on to your children, like you may, it will help them. Also, the attitude will help them of diet and exercise, right? So even if you do have, if you're like, well, there's nothing I can do about diabetes, it's in my family. No, there is definitely something you can do about it. You get as healthy as you can, and then you encourage that in your kids as well. And then maybe their kids will not have it. That's what I believe. Okay, last question, guys, because I do have to get going. Do you believe this is true or not? It's said that if we don't eat the dinner, like skip eating anything several hours before going to bed, helps reduce weight very fast. I don't know. I don't really believe in that. I like your body at rest does process the food. I like going to bed on a full stomach. I personally like it. There's not much I can do on a full stomach except sleep and rest and let my body digest that food. I want to be efficient. I mean, there are certain things I do better on an empty stomach. A hard workout is not one of them. So I used to work out at night when I was younger. Then I was working out in the morning when I got older. So I like resting after eating. I don't like, I just want my body at rest digesting the food. So I personally have no problem eating before bed. That's me. I don't believe there's a difference there, but I don't know. I haven't looked into the science. All right. We'll take a peek at the price of Bitcoin right now. It looks like we're rising. We'll keep going up. That is great. We are at 39.2. We are going back up. Excellent. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me stop the screen share. And I will see you all on a future private Q&A. Thank you, guys.